So it's Monday, January the 23rd. Welcome to Business Incorporated, coming to you live from Channel's global headquarters in Lagos. I am Bosin Amafaya on the show today. Let's spend the next 30 minutes together. We're starting from Nigeria, where the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank begins its two-day interest rate setting meeting today. The decisions will be announced tomorrow, 2:30 Nigerian time. Meantime, Ghana's central bank is also set to announce its rate decisions today, as analysts expect another rate cut in the country's monetary policy rate. Plus, sticking with Africa, Angola banks appeal for bailout as oil supply cuts liquidity in the banking system. That's an S-West. Let's get started. We start with the markets, and starting here in Africa, markets in Egypt rebounds back to the 13,000 mark, trading up 2.51% at intraday this Monday. However, the Nigerian oil share index still bleeding. As we speak, the South African market is about 0.54% in the green, as we're looking at last little bit unchanged from about an hour and a half ago at 0.53% to the north, above the 52,000 level, 52,815. That's where the index reading for the South African oil share index on the GSE is right now. The Egyptian market, 2.51%. That is tapering off a little bit to about 2.21%, but that index is still around 13,000 level. And in Kenya, that's the Friday closing level, 0.14% in the red. And of course, you've seen Nigerian markets there. We started a brand new week. Everyone is looking at what happens at the interest rate decision tomorrow. That's what we'll talk about on the program. Meantime, in the Middle East, the markets were mixed with Qatar and Saudi Arabia in the green, while Abu Dhabi and Dubai markets were in the red. Take a look at the screen there. You can see the numbers for the some of the major exchanges within the Gulf Cooperation Council, called the GCC. The Saudi making a strong Monday showing, 1.35%, heading back towards the 7,000 level that was lost about a week ago. The Qatar exchange still holding to the 10,000 level. The Dubai financial market around 3,700, and of course the Abu Dhabi around 4,600, index reading negative by about 1%. Look at the European trading day, a bit lower this Monday after new U.S. President Donald Trump took office and promised to pursue a protectionist policy. That's America first. Annette Westback is DWTV financial correspondent for Channels Television and is live to us from the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. Annette, it's good to see you the morning after. Let's get the conversation started. Trump. The inauguration of the new U.S. president dominated the weekend. Now it's also dominating the market week starting today. Now, what's heading up or down at the marketplace right now, depending on who you are listening to and how they are analyzing the entire Trump conversation? Annette.
Well, actually, it actually really seems as people are still a little bit shocked. The market is very muted today. There's not a lot of movement. There's not a lot of volume as well. It's actually constantly flatlining between, you see it behind me at the big billboard. So I guess people are still trying to figure out what Trump really is going to mean for them and their businesses, and also for European equities. As well as I do, Trump's policy ideas are quite erratic. So we don't really know whether he's going to go down the path of a full-on trade war, whether he's going to erect tariffs. Nobody really knows. So I think people are still waiting. As far as individual stocks are concerned, we are today focusing, for example, on Allianz. There is a report in La Stampa, which is an Italian big newspaper, that Allianz is interested in buying the Italian insurer Generali together with Intesa Sanpaolo, an Italian bank. That would be a very big acquisition, but also that would be negative for any people who had hoped for some equity purchases from Allianz themselves. So buybacks are probably off the table if they were to announce such a big M&A story.
Yes, a bit of markets are looking for that major fiscal policy talk from Donald Trump and the rest of the team that is put together, the bigger part of that ticket is yet to be put in place. But of course, one other big story last week was Davos 2017. The World Economic Forum finished on Friday, same day Donald Trump's inauguration. So is there any part of that conversation from Davos 2017 that is still trending now to start the new business week with Trump inauguration, post and inauguration speeches causing some upsets, causing concerns, and whatever?
Well, actually, what was the big themes were the banks were quite positive about the upcoming Trump presidency, and also they are still positive because Trump will mean less regulation for Wall Street, and Trump will probably also mean more protection for U.S. banks. So that theme will prevail, and probably is also a kind of a stock-picking theme going forward for this year. The other negative theme, though, is increased protectionism, which is here to stay. We just had today in the morning ECB board member Benoît Cœuré saying in an interview with a French newspaper that we should be very vigilant, that more trade barriers are really bad for economic growth in the Eurozone, but elsewhere in the world as well. So people here in Europe are warning also the Trump administration that any higher tariffs would also mean that that America will in the end be worse off and not better off by such a policy.
But again, we're just stepping into a brand new week, the final full trading week in January 2017. So take a look at the week ahead, Annette, and see, is there anything on the horizon that will likely trump Donald Trump for the markets, as it were? Will it be the earnings from the U.S. Halliburton numbers out today? Will there be other earnings from the European marketplace?
Actually, the European earnings season, or the German earnings season, kicks off with SAP, the software giant, as soon as tomorrow. So all eyes will be on their earnings, as they give also an indication for the whole sector, how software investments are doing everywhere in the world, also in the United States. And then here for Germany, we get the all-important IFO index, which gives us an idea about how positive or optimistic businesses are actually operating in that environment, because one of the big components here in that business parameter is what they think about the future. And I guess all eyes will be on that topic. Of course, people are watching the euro exchange rate. The euro is going quite strong today. If that is a prevailing trend, this will be again negative for equities here in the Eurozone.
Yes, thank you, Annette. I guess when we get back tomorrow, perhaps we just allow President Donald Trump to settle down to business, and we just move on with our lives in the meantime. We have a lot of earnings and the IFO, as you talked about, to look at in the week. So we just let Donald Trump get done with the business of governance in the U.S., and we just move on, unless he tweets anything or whatever overnight. Okay, have a great day. It's a great Monday. All of you are members of our team from Frankfurt Stock Exchange.